Okay, today is Tuesday, December 17th, 6:11 a.m. It took me a long time to connect the dots. It really did. It took a long time. It took me 4 years of trading, first 2 years of options trading, the second 2 years of prop firm trading, challenges, and failing at every which way, and creating lots of sawtooth P&L curves. So essentially, I'd make some, lose more. I would take I would take one step forward and take two steps back. And I did that just like a sawtooth, declining sawtooth. Then today, it finally dawned on me. Uh, I just don't know how I could have not seen this like 4 years ago or 2 years ago or a year ago, but I finally see it now. I see the light. It's like seeing Jesus Christ. Although my faith is strong, but not that strong. I'm not able to see him vividly yet, but I do see him. Um, uh, so where was I going? Okay. Um, so I've discovered something called support, and I I discussed this back and forth with my trading buddy, and I told him about like how important support and resistance is, and that when it hits a certain point, it's good to get in because it's going to bounce right off and keep going up. But it just never occurred to me. That's what happens, but it just never occurred to me what that really meant. Okay? What does that really mean? I don't know how it's it's amazing to me. It's like it's like it's like it's right there, but I wasn't able to see it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like it's right there, but I'm like I see it, but I don't see it. It's amazing to me. It's like from the dark to the light. It's like it's like I see it, but I really didn't see it. Okay? So whenever there's support, it's okay. So that's where entry occurs. But that support can look like this, it can look like this, it can look like that, it can look like this too. Or it can look like this, it can look like that, it can look the support is there. Support can look like this. It can bounce off, and then like that. That's what support is. And what better area is it to enter into a trade in an area where it's above the support? Okay? Because when I enter, it's going to bounce off the support. It's going to go in the direction where my thesis is. I'm saying to myself, the thesis is it's going to bounce off that. It's going to go phew, right off of that tangent of. It's going to be the tangent of that support area, and it's going to keep going up until it reaches resistance. All manner of trades. Every trade is based on support and resistance. It really is. So people who even if the Dow Jones drops about 50%, it's going to drop to a 50%. That's where the support is. Okay, that's where the support is, and that's why when many people are long-term investing, what they do is they look for instances where it drops to a certain point. It may not necessarily be at a point where it's immediately the support, but it will become a support because it'll pass it and it'll come back, and then it'll go right back above that. That's what they're counting on as the years go by. And so there is going to be a support certain area. Anyway, that's beside the point. But essentially, support and resistance is the point where the most critical things occur. Even if the trade doesn't price action doesn't reach the profit target, it's reaching a certain point where it creates a new resistance area whereupon the exit needs to occur. And so I had this old friend of mine. We were talking about something. He says, "Yeah, it's the people needed support." Now I see how important. Now I see how important support is in making a trade. Fundamentally speaking, that's where I need to enter. Entry occurs as support. where else would the entry occur? It has to it has to occur somewhere around that support area. The further it is, the more costly it is because the support area could touch down on it or it could breach. And so as long if if the price is very close to the support area and that support has been substantiated, the cost of doing business is less than if it's further away. Okay? So the most important part about day trading is using the support to enter and using the resistance to exit. It's it just never occurred to me. It's like turning the corner. It's like I was passing by, I never realized that there was a corner there. Now I see the corner. Have I finally turned a corner? I think I think when somebody makes that connection, makes that fundamental connection because people just trade. They go, "Oh yeah, it's going up," but they don't have a measure or a gauge to define where the support is. But as long as there is a metrics to define that support, then becomes that becomes a that becomes an educated guess, which is far better than gambling.